I went to UT Arlington for 2 years to study biomedical engineering, and throughout my entire experience there, I loved the subjects. Also coming from an Asian background, they're pretty much just like, oh, you can become a doctor, lawyer, dentist kind of thing. They want my parents wanted me to pursue a career that was financially stable, but I wasn't really happy in that field. I kind of missed something that I used to do when I was younger, like in middle school, which is arts. So I pretty much did a lot of art in middle school, and then transitioning to high school, I just did STEM stuff, but then I started to miss that creative side of me. Started researching other schools in the Texas area for art, and UNT came up on the list, so I decided to come here to pursue my passion of drawing and painting here.
Well, I originally, I was studying studio art, and I guess I wanted to switch to art history because going into the studio art degree and having to pass reviews for your portfolio and stuff, that made me realize that art it was more about branding myself and creating and having to market myself as an artist, and what I wanted to do was just art for fun, and I enjoyed the idea of studying and knowing the historical part about art more than making art as my career. I wanted that to be something that I enjoyed, and I didn't want to lose that enjoyment and having to market myself. So I switched into a different field where I was still able to work with art, but not have to lose my interest in that way, if that makes any sense. Now I'm able to refocus my creativity into research, and I can just do studio type things for fun, and it's not as much of a drain on myself.
Okay, so my path is not a traditional path. I'm a transfer student from a community college, and so I came to UNT to study fashion design, and then I kind of took a break because of financial and personal issues, and that's a rare thing because usually fashion students don't take a break. They continue through the program until they're done. To take a break, it's because of the fact that you lose some of the skills you develop during the courses. So they're afraid your skills aren't going to be as great as other students, and so they really don't recommend that. It's a rare thing, but I'm one of the students who are able to do it, and with the permission of the director, so I will be back there next spring. For me, I'm doing other classes, or I'm doing not other classes, but other activities or competitions that'll keep my skills sharpened.
I don't mind being here an extra year because last semester I was admitted into the McNair Scholars Program, and if I was graduating this year, I wouldn't have been able to participate in that program. So even though I got held back, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, since now I have more time to further advance my research background, my research skills, and also just hone my craft as an artist. It taught me a lot about myself. I learned that I am insecure and full of self-doubt, but in the end, I do have good creative ideas, and I just want to keep pushing myself to become a good artist.
Honestly, I'm not, as much as I used to be, I'm not in the biggest rush anymore because I still have undergraduate, graduate degree, probably gonna have to go get a PhD before I can do anything with the degree I'm getting. And I think there's such a societal pressure to finish school in a set number of years, to where, there's people who are just coming back to school, people who are just starting school much later in their lives, where starting a career and finding where you want to go shouldn't be a set time. So it is exciting, and the thought of graduating and moving on to a job in the career field that I want is something that I'm really interested and excited in, but I'm not in the biggest hurry to get there either.
I'm discouraged because students, they tell you, oh, or growing up, you go to school for 4 years. It's how high school set up, 4 years. And so I'm like discouraged for a bit because I want to finish in a 4-year, but I've met a lot of students who've not done that, and I found out it's okay as long as you graduate, do it at your own pace, but you can still do it. As long as you graduate, you're good, but just don't go over your credits.
So some advice that I would give to someone that's considering changing their majors, or perhaps have already changed their major but don't know what they're going to expect, is like, don't worry how you start. It's kind of like how you finish.